Good everyone, welcome to this video, and today we have another episode of Dumb Comments. This one actually came a lot faster than I was expecting, but when you get dumb shits commenting every so often, you tend to get them, shall we say, in at a rapid rate. So as per usual, you know the drill by now, no giving these people shit, like going and harassing them. This is purely for a laugh, and mostly just poke fun at these people for being so stupid to make a comment like this. Of course, you can poke fun of them in the comments. I do allow that, but of course, try not to go overboard. That's the whole point of this series. So starting us off, we have a Crazy Boo with What's Wrong With Your Voice? This can go in the next one on Dumb Comments episode 3. Now, of course, Corporal Dumbshit doesn't realise that you can just not watch the video, or you can just ignore the channel entirely, but it seems people who are this dumb don't really tend to think about things. And not only that, you like your own comment, and you probably was the one, if I had to guess, who left a dislike on that video. If so, you're a sad motherfucker, and all I can say is get a life, because you're not benefiting anyone. You're just making yourself look a twat, which you have done in a spectacular fashion. Let's put it that way. And for those that are wondering, no, there is nothing wrong with my voice. It's the fact that I use an old headset. That is it. And besides, I plan to replace this mic this year anyway, so it's not like it's going to be, shall we say, it's not like it's going to be permanent. So Corporal Dumbshit doesn't realise that, but clearly people are too stupid for their own good. Next up, we have It's Rainy Boy with Not Impressed because it's copy paste. He hadn't even watched 30 seconds of the video because this video explained why I didn't like it. But he had to leave a comment early on because it's rainy and he just wants to be that way. Little bit of advice, mate. Watch the video before you make a comment like this. Copy paste doesn't mean shit. Just don't be as dumb. Like seriously, use a couple of brain cells. I'm sure you got a couple in there. I mean, you might not, but you get the point. Just use a bit of common sense, yeah, mate? Like, it's not hard. Next up, we have Andrew Russ with Buff Bomber HP. I think this was on my dive bombing guide. And I just saw this, and not only did he like his own comment, but he thinks bombers have HP. This isn't fucking World of Warplanes, dude. Like, come on. Like, for goodness sake, if War Thunder came a game where we had HP, I'd probably just leave it. I would just let the videos I have flow out as normal, and I would then just stop doing War Thunder content because the day HP bars come in, except for like April Fool's stuff, is the day I give up because that's not what I came to War Thunder for. And if you're gonna make a comment like this, please use a bit of common sense. It's really not hard. But then again, common sense in 2021 after the years we've had recently is few and far between, to put it simply. Next up, we have Craig Wilderman on my Lag 38 Talisman series flight. I was hoping to learn more about this plane. Instead, you complained about your noob teammates. Did you plop out your mother's undercarriage, ace pilot? Leave it to a Brit to complain instead of fighting. Now, clearly Corporal Dumbshit had not watched the entire video because I actually fought all the way to the end. I actually had to check that video because I had actually looked at that video for quite some time. And I immediately replied back, and there was actually a few ways I was going to reply back to this guy, because I looked at his channel, and let's just say he's packed on a couple of pans, let's put it that way. And my initial response was going to be something along the sides, along the signs of, you must be a psychic because you're a four-chin teller, as in, like, you've got four chins and you're telling people the psychic stuff. You get the idea. It's just a joke at that. But another point I was going to make was seems common sense doesn't run in your family, or anyone for that matter, but I thought that's going a bit too far, and I decided to say it in this way. Common sense would decree that if you want to learn more about a plane, you'd look for a review, yes? Seems common sense doesn't run in your family. I find it funny how you're saying I must have plopped out, yet your chins would say otherwise, because this guy's got more chins than a Chinese phone book. And leave it to a keyboard warrior to try and roast someone and make themselves look a dumbass, which you perfectly did, Mr. Wilderman, because you just made yourself look like a right twat. But also, you appeared in my dumb comments, so thank you very much. Next up, we have Derek Reinhardt. Wouldn't be a dumb comments episode without him, would it? He's even said, bless his heart, that he's going to start commenting less because he doesn't want to appear in all the episodes. Well, mate, don't stop commenting. I love seeing your comments, but at the same time, just think about what you say. And this is one that I had to include. He says, if we'll see the German 202 in the rear vehicle series, which it is coming, will we see the German Savoia Marchetti? Yes, he had to go there. SM79 in the rear vehicle series. Now, unfortunately for Mr. Derek, or shall I say Mr. Reinhardt, I said at the end of the P40 ETD video that it would be in the series, but Derek didn't watch all the way to the end. So, well done, Derek. Really living up to your reputation on this channel. But, like I say, mate, don't take that seriously. It's all for a laugh. Can promise you that. Next up, we have Nirvana asking on the Hajiri's A5M4 video, why is the A5M4 at the same BR as the Key 27? And I tried explaining to him that the planes were designed around the same time, and if you put one at a higher BR, it's just going to get into those matches and be constantly bitch slapped. But clearly, he doesn't seem to understand that. And as you can, I'm not going to read the whole thing because I'll be here a while. But he just doesn't understand, and he doesn't understand that if you up tier the Key 27 to 1.7, it is going to get into 2.7 constantly, and it will not compete. These two planes are perfectly fine at their BR, although the A5M4 could easily go down to 1.0. That's all I'm saying. But clearly he doesn't understand that, and well, that's just the mentality of some people in these comment sections, because they don't think before they type. That seems to be a lot on YouTube lately. Next up, we have one on my old War Bonds video. Now, bear in mind, as you can see there, before I continue, there is a pinned comment pointing to the new video which replaces the old War Bonds video. And I even put in the title, outdated, in brackets. But Matt D. Amici, I think that's how you say it, says this video was trash. Your uses the wrong your, which pissed me off. It's spotty and it doesn't explain how to unlock shop level. Because you was watching a video of the old War Bond system, you dumb shit. So I replied with, someone clearly didn't read the outdated part of the title, or read the pinned comment in this video directing those who are wanting to find out about the new War Bond system and how it works. Well, at least now. If you're going to try and leave a comment to try and insult me and this video, actually read the things that are provided for you in the pinned comment instead of making yourself look a complete dumbass. And because I'm an immigrant Nazi, I decided to say, side note, it's your. Because that, you don't use that your, that is you are for your. That's the your you use if you're saying you are, like, you are a twat, or you're a twat. Which, well done, Matt, or should I say, Mr. Amici, you have perfectly done rather adequately, because you can't read, clearly. Like, seriously, there's a pinned comment right there, and you didn't see it. You really are stupid. Next up, we have Mr. Dr. Murasmus, which I think you might want to see a medical degree, buddy. And this is on the premium review of the HE112B1U2. I often think that taking this over to BF109 would have been a good idea IRL. I mean, this had potential. However, if you actually look it up in real life, the 112 was pretty much worse than the BF109 in practically every single way. It had only one advantage, which was turn rate, which wasn't really that big of a thing back then. And the airframe itself did not have as many anywhere near as much room for improvement. But clearly, Dr. Murasmus skipped that part in the history and went straight to, I don't know, what did doctors study? Like surgery shit. So, yeah. Wasn't very smart, but it's not the worst comment we've had in this episode, let's be realistic. Next up, we have a comment on my A36 Apache video with a guy named Zwie Dreams, which that just tells you how dumb this guy's. And he plays World of Warplanes. Just to let you know, I looked at his channel, he plays World of Warplanes. He says, what the fuck is derp and daka? Not really friendly language to beginners. If you're coming into a gaming community where there's planes, tanks, and ships, and you don't know English, the terms derp and daka, I really think that says a lot about you than it does about me. Now, yes, my reply was a little bit sarcastic and can be seen as a little bit rude because I said, dot, 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 you do know what Google is, right? Because that's kind of what it's there for. And he replies, I could chain 100 Google terms that he doesn't know, but then he would be diverging from his initial goal, which would be how to play the A36. My comment still stands, but don't worry, I won't be visiting this channel again. You won't be missed, buddy, that's all I'm saying. And there's a good reason for that. Because if you don't know 100 things, and you're not researching them and learning new things, that clearly tells me that you're going to be a handful if you was to come into my Discord. Because trust me, if you can tell yourself 100 things that you don't know the definition for, I think that says more about you than it does about me. That's all I'm saying. And as for not visiting the channel again, I could care less. Like, at the end of the day, this is just a hobby for me. If you don't want to visit again, you don't have to. And besides, you play World of Warplanes. That tells you exactly how you're going to be around this community. Let's put it that way. Next up, and finally, we have Tidal Waves, who says on the B3 Spade review, how do you use the machine gun in the front? It's not like there's a bomber tutorial that teaches you how to use your gunners with mouse control. Now I say that specifically because you have to move your mouse to aim your guns. So why don't you just try moving your mouse around to the front of your aircraft and then pressing left mouse button? It's really not that hard, is it? Like, come on. It's literally shown for you in the tutorial. You just need to use a bit of common sense. I swear, I've only been awake about an hour and my brain already feels like it wants to go back to sleep, and I probably will because I need to after reading these comments again. But that's it for Dumb Comments episode 3. My god. Seems people are getting dumber by the day. Like, seriously, this is just how people are. But I hope you enjoyed today's video on dumb comments. And, well, let's hope there's another one in the next month or two. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all on the next one.